This is Seasonal Talk with the Breakmaster, and the two shows I want to talk about today is Jormungand Perfect Order and Psycho-Pass, both episode 12. So, with that being said, I'm going to talk about Jormungand first and then Psycho-Pass. So, Jormungand Perfect Order, you know, this is basically the ending of this whole series right here for Jormungand Perfect Order, the last episode for it, and it was good. I liked it, but the problem is the ending. Because the ending basically hints that, well, we need another season. Because the way this ended, it's not really an ending. It's like she clicks the button and then boom, it's like, it's over. Like, what the heck? We need another season. The way this is, and I'm pretty sure all of us feel the same way about this show, is that we want to see what the follow through is with the planned Jormungand. We want to see the follow through of this. We want to see what happens exactly. Because it's like, the way this ends, it'd be a bad ending because we need more. So I'm hoping the next season comes out at some point. It can even be called Jormungand New World. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, it's the way it ended. It was like, come on, we need more than this. Like, it's like, come on now. But basically, what happens in this entire episode is that Johan ends up leaving Casper, ends up running into Coco, and they end up like greeting him back, and he ends up coming to terms with Coco's whole plan and how she is and stuff, and that's when she actually activates Jormungand. The thing is, she couldn't probably activate Jormungand from before because she needed to shrink the quantum computer down into a small version of it, basically, and putting it into a rocket and then putting it in the air so it can act like a brain for the quantum computer thingy. So she has backup and stuff. So that's why it probably took so long. It took 2 years for this. You know, this is 2 years after the fact. So yeah, so that's what she really did, and so now she is up and running. She activated, you know, Jormungand full, and it's fully capable and is running now. So I'm wondering what's gonna happen next. I want to see what happens next. We need to see what happens after this. Like, I don't want to just sit here and be like, well, that's in the show. You know, this is a good show and everything. But because we need to see what happens after the fact. Can this actually stop war? Because the thing is, what's going on? Because like for the past few years, like war has been really building up, and everywhere is just getting destroyed. It's just like, what the heck? Everybody's attacking each other. It's just like, what's going on? And one thing that Casper ends up mentioning to Coco, which is very interesting, is like, do you really think this whole Jormungand thing is really gonna stop, you know, war and everything? Because it's like, okay, they can't use guns, they can't use air bombs or anything like that, right? Well, they'll still use freaking knives, and they use swords, crossbows, whatever it is, whatever kind of weapon they need, I will be selling it to them. You know, it's not gonna stop an arms dealer. And I'm just like, he has a point there, and it's always gonna be some kind of fighting going on. So I mean, is this really gonna stop war? Really? She thinks that since they can't fly in the air, since they can't use the air anymore because of what Jormungand does, you know, it will stop a lot of this conflict, which is possible, but we have to see. That's what I'm saying. I want to see what happens next. I want to know if Coco's right or if Casper is right and saying that there's more war going to keep going. Like, I want to know what's going to happen next. I want to see what happens next. Like, really. So I'm just like, we need to see more. We really do. So like, this was a good series though. I love Jormungand. I really do. I love the show. I love the freaking soundtracks to the show. I love the characters in the show. We need another freaking season for this show. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I look forward to seeing more of this. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully there is another season. If you guys ever find any kind of news if there's gonna be another season for it, please tell me, inbox me or anything. Just, you know, I would love to know, because like I said, I want to see what happens next, and I'm pretty sure the rest of you guys want to see what happens next too, because how that ending was, it's not satisfactory for us. So we need to see more. So now let's get on to Psycho-Pass. Okay, Psycho-Pass, episode 12. You know, this was a good episode. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. This is basically a backstory of Kunozuka Yaoi. And apparently, she used to be in a band. She was friends with this girl named Rina that was in an unauthorized band. I'll talk about that later. And so, basically, we see her getting recruited by the MWPSB or by the civil system because they basically deemed her that she could be able to work with them as a latent criminal, as a, you know, detective latent criminal, where they can, you know, work together with other latent criminals and stuff like that. So they thought she can actually do something, and also they needed her help because she knew about this area very well because she used to work over there when she was in a rock band. And so they ended up taking her along, and apparently her friend Rina is a part of this group, this resistance group to overthrow the civil system, and she wanted her to join, but she ends up denying that, and then she ends up basically joining the force. You know, she ends up joining the force at the end of the episode. Basically, she has a resolve, and the reason why she wants to join is to be able to stop Rina, her friend. And so, like I said, this was a pretty good episode because one, we get to see a little bit more about the stibla system and how it works. Like, for instance, I was a little confused by this because I really thought you couldn't get out. But you know, once your hue goes up and they take you to the rehab center, you know, if your hue's not that high, you know, just enough to get knocked out by the gun, by the Dominator. Yeah. So they take you to the rehab center, and basically you can't actually get out of this thing at some point if your hue changes back to green, if you're stable, basically. And honestly, I didn't think you could get out of that. I mean, because there's never been any cases of them being able to get out. Not to mention, what Kogami was basically saying is just like you can't. It's hard to really get out because you basically just kind of accept the fact that you're there. You know, you have a really strong will to try to get your hue back up to the regular, to being regular. And the thing is, I'm curious, how can you get any better in this place? I mean, the place doesn't seem bad. It's not like a jail or anything, but you're secluded. You're enclosed by yourself. You know, so do they have human interaction with anybody in there? Because I mean, they had to have some kind of interactions to try to actually rehab, like rehabilitate these characters, these people in here. They wouldn't just leave them in there and stuff. So I mean, they have to treat them like human beings. I'm guessing. And I mean, it just, I wonder how more people can't get out of this exactly, and why they have to become like a cop in order to get out of this rehab center. So, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, it's weird. They can fix that and make it better, really, instead of executing them, because some people go crazy in that place because they're secluded to themselves. They're enclosed themselves in this area and they don't know what to do. You know, they lose their mind. People are just going crazy in there. So it's just like, what the heck? Why can't they just make this better to actually do some actual rehabilitating to get these people out of here? Because they're not real criminals. You know what I mean? So that's like the one thing that kind of threw me off when I saw this episode, which is why she's even in there. She wasn't really, I don't think she really did anything. One other thing is, she, like I said, she's a guitarist, and she wanted some guitar strings so she can practice her, you know, her guitarist work and stuff. But they never gave it to her for some reason, and they're just messing with her. And her hue went up at like a dark yellow, and then some fucking red stuff came in. It's like gas that knocked her out. And a bunch of other people came in, all looking at her like, what the heck? So it sucks. You know what I mean? It's just like if you just snap just a little bit, they put you down quick. You know, it's like, god dang. You also get to see Sasayama in this episode. I'm thinking Sasayama was the guy that Kagami was working with, and he died. I think I can't exactly remember at the moment, but I was assuming that. But like I said, this is a good episode. I just want to know too, is, are they going to continue with this exactly, or are they going to just leave this alone and go back to the present time? Because I'm assuming they'll at least have at least one more episode where she actually catches Rina. But then what is it resolved now then? And because before this is a resolve now, like for 3 years ago, her resolve to stop Rina, which is why she wanted to join, you know, the Force. So it's just like, where's the reasoning now? Since I'm pretty sure she probably caught her at this point. Yeah, so I'm just curious and I'm curious why they actually went back. But I mean, it's not bad because I wanted to see some more backstories on the other characters. One thing I also want to note too, Kunozuka, she looks pretty good. She looks pretty good. Like, she looks so dull when she's like in her business outfit, not really, you know, I guess no makeup, I don't know. She looks really dull and emotionless, but she looks pretty good back then, like when she was having her suit on. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I like her. I like her. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I don't know. So, yeah, with that being said, leave your comments below. Tell me what you think of both the episodes, Psycho-Pass and Jormungand Perfect Order. You know, I would like to know your opinions and thoughts on this, and what do you guys, like, Psycho-Pass, like, this episode was just, it was interesting. Same thing with Jormungand. You want another season, you know. So leave comments below. Tell me what you think. Like this little video review, whatever you want to call this. Cause I want to change this up when it comes to seasonal talk. I'm not necessarily going to review things like I was doing before. I want to just talk about it, which was why it's called seasonal talk. But you know, I'll maybe talk about that later. But yeah, it's been the Breakmaster. You like this video, subscribe to our channel if you want to see some more seasonal talk from me. So it's been the Breakmaster, and until then, break out.